How to do front brake pads on a 2005 Silverado Chevy 1500 4.3 Vortec long bed. So I got my jack underneath the control arm, raised up. I got it about 2 inches off the ground, from the tire off the ground. I got the lugs already loosened on the ground. That way the tire don't spin or anything like that. I got my brake pads already. I got the medium grade brake pads because they offer you like 4 or 5 choices, and the lowest being 22. They got a 36, about 36, all the way up to in the 60s. Now I'm sure they have ceramic ones that go for a lot more, but especially if you have rotor damage, if you've got any scarring on your rotor, you don't want to go with ceramics because you want that to buff out over time, and your regular crappy brake pads will fix that. So I'm going to go with medium grade brake pads, take off this tire and see how bad the pads are. Alright, I got the 2 bolts that were, one goes here and one goes here, and here, off, and they are 3/4. And so now it's the bolts are gone, they're out, and it should just pop right off, but you're going to have a little problems because there's a clip holding that on. And so now we need to kind of gently phalangle this off best we can, and the best way is to gently tap with a hammer right around here, 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 and then kind of that way. So I'm going to do that. Alright, remove the caliper, have it sitting up there, try not to pinch the line too much, and these just slide out this way. If you got a screwdriver, flathead, that makes it a lot easier. If you don't, you're screwed. So I'm going to slide these out easy. Flathead screwdriver in a second. You gotta work with them a little bit. Then I'll put my new ones on. See a difference between brake pads, old one, new one. And these are more than half, and the other side is worn more. And so, time to replace them. You can see the difference on the back one's a lot more worn, and it's kind of corroded. There's a difference between the inside pad and the outside pad, and the difference is there's this big metal, well not big, but there's a metal pad on the back to keep them cracking easier because it's got the pistons pushing against it, and it's bigger surface area too. If you look at the, well, I'll show you a new one. If you look at the other side one, it has a swoop here. This one doesn't. It's flat. It's metal. It's a little more sturdier. Put that on next. Alright, both brake pads are installed, and on Chevys it's really easy. They just kind of slide in place and the caliper fits over them, the caliper holds them in place. And the centrifugal force of the rotor spinning around keeps them from grabbing. And so basically what I'm going to do here is the caliper itself, the pistons have to be put back in a little bit because the brake pads are bigger for one thing, and also because they do come out if you leave them out. And so what we're going to do here is we're going to take a C-clamp. First we're going to take the old brake pad, because you don't want to do this with a nice pad. We're going to put it on top like that. And we're going to put a clamp there and just clamp it down until probably one side at a time. And then we'll be good. Put them back inside themselves, and then we'll put it all back together and be good. See here, I just have my giant 6-inch C-clamp right there, and I'm tightening it up, and those pistons are going back in place. And so I'll just get them about flush and then put it on. Alright, we got the brake caliper back in place. And the bolts are not in right now. Here they are. And I got a little bit of Loctite blue, which is the medium grade Loctite. And I just want to put a little bit on the threads. You just put a little drop there, and it's going to work its way around once you twist them in. Just a little bit. I'm going to go crazy about it. Just gently tighten them in. They find their holes. Come on, baby. Like so. There we go. Then I'll do the one down here on the bottom. Then I'll tighten it up with my wrench. Okay. Right in there. Loctite's good because bolts, especially in brakes, they can work their way out, and you don't want to be in that situation. Although the tire will keep the caliper around the tire, but it'll probably not be as effective braking. Alright. basically done here. Just gotta put the tire back on, and we'll do the other side exactly the same. So I'll put the tire back on, put the nuts back on, tighten them up, snug them up before I drop jack. Then I will totally tighten them up. Put my hub spacer on, not hub spacer, cap, whatever it is. Anyway, I hope this video helps people. But of course, it's, you know, it's simple on a Chevy anyway. It's pretty easy. Fords are a little more difficult. You gotta pinch some pins together and stuff like that.